Morning. Hi guys, we have had 3 days now of this extreme heat. I do not want to stand in the sun. It's just, you just can't really do anything without feeling like you're probably shortening your life by trying to do anything out in the sun. But I do just get really bored. I hate sitting around doing nothing. So I have been working on putting the shading better over our little pool. Let me turn you around. This is our pool. But yeah, the shade is much better, and I did just put a tiny bit of chlorine in the bottom yesterday just because it needed to have something done to it. It wasn't healthy to sit in. So I'm going to fill it back up and obviously not water the plants from it. What are you doing in here? Please don't sting me if I save you. So yeah, I'm going to pump it up, and then it's just not very nice around here. It's gone a bit wild, so one of my projects is to tidy up around here, but I'm going to wait till the shade of the house comes on there. So I have another project I can work on whilst I'm waiting for that. This is something I can work on over in the shade over here. Hi sausage. This is a chair we found by the bins. We've got 2 of them. The other one's great, this one broke. So I have a bit of an idea of something that I can make to make it usable again. So I'm going to give that a go. The wood is a bit in the wrong place, but that doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
So here we go. It does look a bit strange, but also kind of cool, but I think there's just too much going on with the back being this. But it is now usable, which is all I wanted it to be really, and Albie really likes it. So yeah, and it's fairly comfortable. That maybe if I sanded that back a little bit actually, it would be a bit softer. But yeah, I wonder how long it will last. But this fabric's really cool. I was looking for twine for my tomatoes. Yeah, all the twine, like a really big roll, was €7, and this was less than 2. So I bought this for the tomatoes. And it's actually just a really nice thing to work with. So yeah, I think that's a job done. Frankie has this really funny habit of stealing our socks and burying them in the ground. I don't know if she's trying to grow a sock tree or something. So Yuan has lost his socks to Frankie. We are gonna go to the dam because it's way too hot. I've put chlorine in the pool yesterday, so I'm not too sure about getting in it. So yeah, we're gonna take our electric bikes. We got sent a second one, so we'll tell you more about it. Thank you, Eleglide, so much, because having two and having electric bikes has just made our lives so much easier, so much better. It's way too hot to get in the van at this time of day. In fact, last summer we had to take Albie to the vets. Her eye like puffed up and we kind of panicked. And I think actually taking her in the van was more dangerous than whatever was wrong with her eye. And of course, by the time I got to the vet, her eye had calmed down and she just had some eye drops. But anyway, we're going to go for a swim at the dam, or I'm going to go for a swim. Yuan's not really into swimming in the dam. We'll take you along. And it's really nice as well because you get a bit of a breeze when you're cycling so fast. It's a hot breeze today, but still it's better than nothing. Just wanted to quickly share with you a bit more about the Eleglide bikes that we do have. The first video we did initially, we just had this Eleglide M1 Plus, which Yuan goes into more details with. I will link that video in the description if you do want to check out a bit more of the specs, and he goes into the build of it. But we have also been sent the Eleglide M1, the difference being the battery capacity is slightly less on the M1, and the panel that you get that gives you your speed is different on this one. The price difference, so the Eleglide M1 is just under €700 and the M1 Plus is just under €850, so you're just paying extra for the battery capacity, so it depends how far you want to be going. We have, I've taken the M1 because I like the blue colour and I do find it more comfortable somehow. I think it's just because I've adjusted the seat, and Yuan's gone for the M1 Plus, but we haven't found that we've had any issues with one of them being charged up and one not so far. As you will have seen, we've been on lots of adventures on them. I've never ridden an e-bike before, so I cannot give you comparison to how they ride. I think these are more competitively priced for the budget e-bikes, but as a going from a normal bike to an e-bike, I can only say I'm absolutely impressed with them. They're so easy to use and ride, and yeah, we love them. They're great, so that's all I have to say. And if you are interested in buying one, there's a link in the description and you get 40 euros off with our code. We're absolutely chuffed, so thank you Ella Glide for sending us these two. Joao likes them too. I'm just collecting the Phacelia seeds. I planted this to act as a green manure, and I should have chopped it before flowering, so I'm going to save as many seeds as I can so I can try that in another part of the land for the soil. So before it flowers you cut it and lay the cuttings on the ground to feed the soil. But it makes a really beautiful purple flower and the bees love it, so no worries if you don't cut it in time. We just noticed a noise on the roof whilst we were sat having dinner, and it is raining. Very, very lightly. I think it's already stopped. Oh no, I just got a drip.
Praying for a thunderstorm?
Yeah, we've not had one yet this year. Good morning guys, it's going to be another hot one. We are just on our way up to Nick's though, as we need to borrow his welding iron? Welding iron?
Soldering iron.
A soldering iron. The investigation begins.
So it's Cindy Swine, that's that one. Wilbur's the spotty one.
Are they comfortable with you as well? When you go
Yeah. And Napoleon, the little one.
Which one's Spotty one?
Spotty one's Wilbur.
Wilbur. And then that's Cindy.
That's Cindy Swine.
There you go.
So I forgot to show you why we went up to Nick's for some soldering. This part of our older panels had become pretty much attached to copper wire, and what I think was it kept twisting around. So if you do have these solar panels, I would say pick it up from here for when you take it in, because we were just sort of letting it get all twisted. But they are working now, so thank you Nick and Andrea for saving us once again. As well.
Paper. Thanks. Do they glow in moonlight?
No, I didn't.
Like UV.
Really?
Yeah, they glow blue.
Be careful. So I've finished drying the rest of these smaller garlics that the chickens scratched up so I couldn't plat them. So I'm going to have to find something to do with all of these. And then we still had some of the scapes on. I didn't get them off as quickly as I should have. And they're actually turning into just tiny little garlic bulbs. So yeah, I'm trying to decide what to do with them. I've read lots of things about putting them either in oil or vinegar, so if you have any other cool recipes for these garlic scapes, please do let us know. Our friend Thomas gave us some loquat tree leaves to make tea with, and it's actually really lovely. It's got a sweetness to it, so they're sat here drying as well. But I'm still so in love with my kitchen. The weather is very strange today. It's really muggy, almost like dusty air. It's really hot and it feels like we're gonna get a storm. Where have you been lying?
Hi. Hi, Sophie.
Ewan's been gone for 15 minutes
Not even.
to buy ice. Are you excited, Frankie?
It's cold. Come on. Get it. Get it. Come on. Come on. Go on, Sophie. Come on. Get it. Get it.
Sausage roll, hey. Frankie, look.
Look.
Frankie, look.
Oh. They're not down there.
Frankie.
Look. She's nice and cold.
Escaped water bottle. An escaped water bottle.
Yeah.
So it's just gone 8:30 at night and it is such a nice cold temperature, especially after the storm. So I think I'm going to finally do a bit of tidying up around here. If you've watched our previous videos, then I have been trying to dig a trench out of here, but I've changed my mind. So I need to tidy up all these stones and dig up this one artichoke I planted here. But yeah, I think we're just a bit undecided about what we're doing with the whole area up here. I don't want to make anything too permanent, so I'm going to just keep that small bit there and fill back in this trench I dug. My sister always laughs because I'm very indecisive and change my mind a lot, but there we go. That's just a, you know, personality trait. Pure and utter relief this morning. It's about 20 degrees and it feels positively freezing in a very good way. So yeah, we're really happy. Ewan's going to finally be able to strim because with the fire ban you can't do any strimming and it's getting a bit overgrown in some places. So yeah, oh, it feels like such a relief and has given us a taste of what's to come again for summer. But everything is easier than last year already, so I'm gonna get back to working on this, and then my dad is arriving today with his wife Lynn and cannot wait to show them they've not been here yet. Oh, it's just about to rain, so I need to get the solar panels in.
So yeah, we had a big storm yesterday. It wasn't a massive storm, but it was big enough. It's probably the biggest one we've had this year, actually. We've had a pretty bad year for storms, not had many. We like storms. We woke up this morning to another sort of brief one. Some rolling thunder and some not too bad rain. It was pretty decent. But one thing we had yesterday, it's a bit of a phenomenon. We had dry thunder and lightning. So we basically had a full storm, but without any rain. And in the space of about 1 hour, 22 plus fires started in the Castelo Branco and Fundão area. It's quite alarming, really. Never seen it before, especially that quickly. Yeah, I'll put a map up of the Fogos app to show you. Yeah, fortunately we're not in a forested area. We're quite agricultural. There's not too many trees around us that would likely set on fire, and most of the land is pretty well cared for. So, fingers crossed, touch wood. But yeah, certainly an insight into summertime in hot climates anyway.
So I'm pretty sure this is marjoram or a type of oregano. So we've got a few of those that I've tried to save. And then excitingly, I'm pretty sure that this is some more wild asparagus, which we keep finding around the land. Though we've not found any that's edible yet, but nice. So I'm going to plant up this little bit first and then get back to working on the back. I've got some melons that definitely need to come out into the ground, and then this is some lemongrass that Rita, one of the kind subscribers who gave us a wine tank a few videos back, she dug me up a few things from the garden as well, so these definitely need to go in the ground. Thank you, Rita. I thought those would be nice along the side, and then we'll let the melons sort of spread over. One of our lovely patrons, Alicia, sent us some funds to treat ourselves, and Yuan straight away knew what he wanted to get, so we got a fan, and honestly it has made so much difference. Really adds so much coolness to this room, so we're really happy with that. We can run it off the power bank. And then I of course bought a plant, so this one that I need to put up on the shelf actually, I think up here. Oh! Cute. So my belly button is now in here, and then I've got one more treat. So I picked up this beautiful bougainvillea, which is a really hard one to say. Oh, I'm knocking the flowers off. So I'm going to put this over by the pool, and I think it will grow up really, really beautiful. When we first moved here, there was an old fridge here and lots of rubbish buried in the ground, so I'm still uncovering that. But these are all Yuan's different vine varieties and buckets, so I think I'm going to put them in front of the house to offer a bit of shelter there and create some space here for me to try and keep clear. And then this is a magnolia tree I planted and didn't survive last year, but I'm thinking I'll put the bougainvillea here and create a little stone circle for it there, and that'll look nice growing up against the wall. We'd eventually like to put some sort of fencing at the top of the wall. This is our neighbour's land, which they came and trimmed the other day, but we do have a dog that likes to jump over this wall, so we were thinking maybe a bit of fencing with lots of plants growing up it, like we have this rose here, this vine, and then the bougainvillea, and then maybe eventually once we've cleared this wall we'll put one there. I'm not sure what to do with this wall. I would really love to uncover all this old cement off it and then point it so that it kind of comes in sync with this wall. But I don't know if it's just going to be an absolute nightmare to try and get all this off and just damage the rocks. So the other option is just to render it the same as we would render the breeze blocks and just have that consistency and then grow lots of things up it. Still a bit of work to do, but I think it's looking a lot nicer here. I'm going to have to try and keep the chickens out of this bit. I did say I'd banished them from the garden for destroying all my seedlings, but since it's been so hot, I'm gonna sit with my feet in the water and out of the sun. Since it's been so hot, we've been letting them out a lot more so that they can sort of find more shade that they need, and I'd rather sacrifice a few plants than their well-being, and we haven't got around to building them more of an outdoor enclosure yet. So yeah, they've been out scratching and destroying a few seedlings, but it's okay, they give us eggs in return, so I don't mind. And seeing as we're talking about extreme temperatures when you have some off-grid land with the chickens, I've been reading about if they do overheat. Ours walk around like with their beak open and their wings away from their body, which is their way of cooling themselves down, and it is quite alarming to see, but they're still walking around and scratching a lot. They dig deep holes to keep themselves cool and so they can dust bathe, but I've read that if they do get too hot to the point you don't see them moving around as much, you can actually submerge them in water. Don't, like, obviously not their heads, and especially their feet, I find, because when you pick them up you can feel how hot their feet are. So if you can get their feet cooler, and if really necessary you can submerge them for about a minute. Just make sure it's not cold water, sort of, yeah, don't want to shock them, so it can be like slightly warm water, but that's one way to keep them cool. Because yeah, I really worry about the chickens in this heat. I know they're bred in Portugal, so they're probably bred and used to this environment, but it's just so hot, and seeing them walking around like that. So another thing we do is the holes they do dig to dust bathe in, when they finish dust bathing we fill them with water, because I think they prefer sort of scratching in the wet mud rather than actually being in water. Yuan did make them that pool, but they don't use it. But I did put Ali, she's our most friendly chicken, in there just to stand. It was just up to her, it just submerged her legs, and I held her there for about 10 seconds and then walked away and she stayed there, so maybe she does like it. I am going to carry on doing a bit of tidying up here, but I'm going to sign off the video because my dad is arriving soon, and yeah, we're going to go pick him up. I cannot wait to show him everything, and hopefully the weather stays a bit cooler for them. I hope you have enjoyed this week's video. It's been a hot one, and the next few months are going to be much the same, so we're trying to think of all the ways in which we can make our summer easier and still progress a little bit on the project without overheating. Thank you so much for watching, thank you for all your support, and we'll see you next week. Take care, bye. The chickens aren't the only thing I have to contend with for my plants. I've got my loofahs potted in here, and Joao he loves to sleep in it. It's very annoying. They seem to just about be surviving, but maybe if I put some netting over it or something. You just don't care, do you?